up? What's up? Testing, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. What's up, everybody? Doing a little wrenching. Chassis finally came in. Punishment RC. Green carbon fiber. 20-degree skid. And 3D printed links. Love this chassis so much. This is now my third one. This is going to be Seaboat wheelbase. And I'm excited to get this one going. Definitely have some experience with this chassis now. And this is going to be the body. XJ. 97 and up. Got the first time doing an exo cage. And you know, we're gonna see if a couple tumbles how long this thing lasts. So we'll see. But yeah, let me show you real quick what it comes with. We got your 2 rails. You got your skid. Looks like he changed the design a little bit. It's got the initials in the front now. PRC. Get your links. He also makes carbon fiber links, stainless links as well. And he'll also do links for you in any kind of size if you want. Show you the 3D printing links, right? I mean the carbon links right here. This is Zartan. Beautiful carbon fiber. This is actually red color, even though it looks kind of orange. But kind of went over to the carbon fiber links because I had an incident where I broke a link. J Star. Hello, hello. Okay, so we got Zartan here. But yeah, pretty much the same exact chassis, except this is the normal carbon fiber color. And I also have a purple one, which is the Seaboat wheelbase. So, it's acting up. Zartan. Oh no, my light. It's the rookie hour. What's up, people? What's up, everybody? Good evening. Welcome to the channel. What's up, Ava? Hi, Ava. What's up, Bethany? All right, let's get this thing going. If you're in here, please double tap the screen, give a thumbs up. It'll help out the channel a lot. All right, let's get this going. We got our hardware kit. Anybody that starts to build their kits, definitely want to get one of these. Little Guy Racing. You could configure them in different, get different sizes. And you can add different ones too. You definitely want a 14 millimeter. All the popular sizes, 4, 5, 8, 10. And then I added the 14 millimeter. And then you definitely got the nuts. These are gold except for the 14 millimeters. But all right. For those who have done their own chassis before, you know that we're going to have to put these bottom links in first. Did you have a BMW car? No. Alano. All right, let's get this going. What happened to my light? I think it kind of got messed up here. Excuse the technical difficulties. This is now my third live, still getting the hang of everything. I just want to make sure my phone is on the charge though. Okay. I'm gonna put this aside for now. Check out these wheels that just came in today. Another Hobby Park. Cheapy, but hopefully good. Got these old school Steelies. These things were a pain in the butt. It's got actual scale hardware on them. So it's kind of hard to tell. But they're a little bit too shiny for me. I don't like them. So I might weather them out, rust them out. But yeah, it came with these tires. You could have picked the different tires. I went with this size. This is actually a 59. Maybe a 59 by 19. Something like that. All right, let's start these links. So get these bottoms. This is probably an 8, right? Go with the gold. I think last time I pre-started the hole, doesn't seem like I need to do it this time. It's not all the way in. And this is wrong, by the way. I got the rear and the front. I see other people doing lives when they work on stuff, and it seems like it is hard to work on things while you're doing a live. It's a little distracting, and I already see how it can be distracting. My first little hiccup. Okay. Let's get this to the rear. That's the rear of the skid. And this is a 5. This is an 8. This should be long enough. Is that it? Is that it? Printed stuff always scares me. Got to make sure that this print goes to the outside. Long enough. Don't go too long. That should be good enough. Put the 2 lowers, 2 front lowers. I should have timed myself to see how long this takes me. Nothing stopped. What's up, man? Nothing stock 83. Is that the year you was born? I was watching G.I. Joe probably. Okay, that feels good. Doesn't always feel like it bit on the other side, but I guess it did. Those are 8 millimeters. That's the proper size, right? Should I put a 10? Let me try a 10 and see what that feels like. And it's another chassis. Just like the other ones, but this is going to be a different wheelbase. So it's going to fit this body. This is about 147 millimeters. This one's green carbon fiber. You don't have to have your fake little comments. It's cool. All right, let's try this 10 millimeter. I think the 10 might be better. That might have some a little bit more bite. Let's see what that feels like. And if it's a 10, we're gonna have to switch out the other ones. Yeah. 83, yep. Figured that. Yeah, I'm 75, man. 1975. I'm not really familiar with the Corvettes. That was a bad year. All right. I don't remember this giving me a hard time last time like this. The joys of building a chassis. Yeah, see this? Poke right out. Okay. Having technical difficulties with this dumb thing. Yeah, to me, this is the worst part of building these chassis is the skid part. Putting these links in before you have to put them in on the chassis rails. Where's my blade at? They don't always go smooth for me, but let's try this one more time. Tell you what then, man, working on these any kind of RC, I'm sure the bigger the better, but the smaller stuff it definitely builds your dexterity in your hands. It's definitely good for your eye and hand coordination. It might worsen it, but it's definitely helping it. All right, let's see if we can line this up. I'm not having any luck with this. I'm feeling old as hell. Yeah, I can't even take naps, man. I've never been a nap person. I wish I could just lay down and fall asleep like that. Gotta wear myself out by the end of the night. I feel something. I feel something. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. I feel it now. Let me back it off a little bit. Make sure we don't have any play in there. I think we might be good with those 8s though. That might feel a little bit too tight. Respect from Poland. Oh, wow. Thank you, man. Welcome. What's the weather like out there right now? We're approaching our winter right now. We're actually getting snow in the next couple of days. Like the way that feels now. Feels a little stiff. I'm gonna back this back out. And we're gonna stick with the 8s. Put this 8 back in there. Thank you, buddy. Building a chassis. I was finally waiting for it to come, and it finally came. It's gonna be carbon fiber. Carbon fiber rails, 20-degree angle skid. And this is an XJ 97 Cherokee. 3D printed body. Custom painted. And it's my first time doing an exo cage. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. All right, let's see here. This one doesn't have it. All right, so let's go back to the 8s. 8s are over here. I think if we put that 8 in there, we should be okay. Yeah, definitely 3D printing. Not by me, though. I don't have a 3D printer. I need one. I know nothing about them, but all my 3D printed bodies are all purchased. So yes, this is a 3D printed body. This was from off of eBay. I believe the seller's name was Wing It 3D on eBay. But yeah, I have several 3D printed bodies. K5. '89 4Runner. This is like a 80s, 70s inspired C-70 Rocklander. Yeah, I got a few. But like I said, man, I need me a 3D printer. Need to learn all the ins and outs about it. Okay. That's good. Now, once that we have these bottom links in, we can start to put the rails on. Once we put the rails on, we can put the sliders, the skids, and go from there. One here. Slider goes to the outside. I think we should probably should we use a 5? Is that going to be long enough? No. Let's go with the 8. Go with an 8mm because it has to go through the side of the slider, which isn't much space, but let me just double check. And then through the rail. So we might be able to go something smaller. I don't want to put a long of a screw if we don't need to. So that's gonna go there. So that's how much is coming out. There's a bite into it, so I think that's good. Yeah, we'll do that. This is an 8. Hey. Okay, got one side on. I may have to come back. May not though, because the way these upper link holes are positioned, is just perfect. Unless I'm going to be using those bottom holes, it may come in contact with the slider right there. This may not be the best view for the camera, but okay, got one side on. Now we gotta get the other side on. Grab this other slider. Grab another 8mm. Start it through there. Start it through here. And then we can start it over here. Moving right along, moving right along. So far, so good. Yeah, this grain looks crazy. This John looks like some old Wicked. Look like you just got enough not to remove the sliders for link adjustments. Yeah, just that bottom hole is the only one that's covered up. And so far with my experience with these top links, it seems to like the upper link hole better versus those bottom ones because it gives it a better clearance. I'll show you an example. It's kind of hard to see there, but you can see the separation right in here. So you can see that I got a nice little gap. Because sometimes, depending on what that position is of that hole up top, you may have contact with between your other link. And that's with any links, I'm sure you know, but yes, I think that may be good. But if not, I have a little, not a little trick, but I just, anytime I have a slider like that, I'll just loosen up one screw, swivel it, and then work on it, swivel it back. I'm sure everybody does it like that too, but all right, let's get this other screw in. There it is. Nothing like a good feeling of feeling that bite. That blaze is clean. Yeah, thank you, brother. It's my K5. That's probably one of my first 3D printed bodies. Which blazer? Oh, you only can see this one, right? In the shot. So I got a couple blazers. Bluto. This was another body that I got off of Etsy. You see, we had a nice little hiccup. Definitely had a lot of spills on my course. But I got lucky with this one because this one broke off, and literally it broke off at the bottom of the grill, and I was able to salvage it. So it kind of makes it look like bug eyes. Yeah, and then I got the SCX driver in there from the Bronco, painting him up to look like Logan, Wolverine. By the way, too, that's his first whatever you call it, outfit, costume. The yellow with the blue. Yeah, I definitely got some 3D printed bodies, man. Definitely need me a printer, man, so I could try to print these things up myself. All right. So we got the bottoms done. We got the sliders in. Um, Probably like to add my axles now, and then I can add the uppers. So let's do that. I think that's what we need. Axles right now. A new motor is going in this. We're going brushless again, budget brushless. Got another goop. Go Up RC. I don't know if anybody out there has tried them, man, but it's a pretty good brushless motor, man, for the price. And you can definitely do your homework and try to find them pretty cheap. But you know what? I want to put this, I'm going to change this to 33% underdrive. And I believe these axles are overdriven in the front. So we're going to have to take these apart real quick. See what's going on. I'm over here yawning like I need a nap. What time is it? All right, let's see how fast we can get through this. So we need to open up both these axles. I got a set of underdrive gears. This is the 112 gears. This is gonna go in the rear. The front takes the 16. And that's gonna get you 33% underdrive. All right, let's go. See how fast we can get this done. Yeah, this is my third live. Appreciate anybody for stopping in. 2 screws down. 4 to go. So if I remember correctly, if I open this up, that means a 16 should be inside this because we had overdrive in the front and that was 212. Either this has 23% overdrive or 33% overdrive. And when I first started getting into crawling, I think I first started out with 23% and then I switched over to 33%. And then now my final, I like 33% underdrive better. Anybody looking for an idea? Instead of putting rubber bands around your shocks, this is another method that I've been doing. Take your rubber band, put it underneath the truss mount, and then put your truss mount back on top of that. So it sits inside that little groove, and then now you have a rubber band that doesn't move from anywhere. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put that and mount it in the center, find a center point in between your chassis rails. And then like that can get your freedom for your suspension, and then it'll articulate a lot easier that way. So yeah, I like the 33%. I definitely noticed 33% overdrive definitely feels a little bit too zippy. So I definitely don't like that. I'm actually leaning towards underdrive now. So I like the underdrive better. Overdrive, I feel like you're losing away too much torque. It's taking it away. So I'm definitely a fan of the underdrive in the rear. And lately I've been seeing the 218 popping up, 218 for the front. So that's going to underdrive the front of 11% or something like that. I've never tried that one either. I'm curious about that one. But yeah, so far my go-to, man, I like the 33% underdrive. So that's the 112 for the rear and 216 in the front. All right, here we go. So only bad thing about this stuff, man, now I got to take out the sides. I always forget about that. This is never that easy. Jesus. And I tend to put wheel nuts on the side of my, to keep the pins in. Just get this out the way just so I can keep those pins in and keep the hexes on them when I'm not using them. Nothing stock. You working on anything tonight? Doing any crawling? What you up to? Yeah, so much you got to do just to change the gear. It's not hard. It's just tedious. A lot of little screws. So everybody complains on waiting on parts. Yeah, that's always the case, right? Everybody's complaining about the SCX30 being so small and working on them, but it's like, all right, man, if you already work on SCX24s or 18s, the hardware is only a little bit smaller. It's not much. So if you're used to working on something this small with your hands, it's not different from anything else. It gets a little smaller, maybe looking at the screws. And I tell you, I got two SCX30s now, and it's not that bad at all. It actually feels good to work on the hardware. Has a good bite into the plastic. The little nut driver that they give you is pretty good. But yeah, I was about 2 days in having my Bronco, and I realized the other side of that wrench is for your take off your tools for your wheels. I pulled out a little socket that I found in my little precision kit. All right, let's take out that one side. See, so I'm running my mouth and doing things, and I see how people get distracted while doing this. Waiting on parts. What you working on? Anything cool? New chassis? Anything? Replacing parts? Yeah. Yep. I definitely do it. I fill it out though to see if it needs it. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Old axles, they all need them. I feel they need them. But then when I got Planet axles, I noticed the Planets don't need them. I guess it's a new design with their housing, and there's very minimal play inside the design. But these are standard Endura aluminum axles, which I customized for more steering angle. And yeah, I definitely need to shim them. You can feel a difference sometimes. All right, so this is the one we just took out. So like I said, this should be a 16. But let's just double check. Count this, which is annoying. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Yeah, that's definitely right. This is a 16. So we're gonna put this bad boy aside. Bust this one out. You can see the shims. They still come with the shims, you know. But like I said, when I opened up the planets, because I have a set of planets, I have 2 sets of planets. I'm trying to think if they both have. Yeah, I believe they both have underdrive, 33%. I'm not going to mess with the SCX30 because the guy wants to do a die-cast build-off. A die-cast build-off with a SCX30 chassis? Bro. That's going to be, listen, I already went down that road with a die-cast. And I had picked up a dope-ass little Grand National. After I gutted that Grand National body, and mind you, this Grand National body was small. Bro, this thing was 400 grams alone, just for the Grand National body. So, like, everybody that wants to do these die-cast bodies, listen, I get it. They look dope, man. The detail's amazing on them. But, yeah, be prepared. You know, they're going to say it's going to be a trail rig. It's not going to be killing no lines, but hopefully you get them dialed in. You see that? I've been talking about this, and I've been noticing. And all the old worm gears. Jimbo! What's up, buddy? Did you get yours yet? Yeah, I was saying these worm gears, man, back in the day, I say back in the day like I've been doing this so long, but when I first started buying worm gears, man, you had to like struggle just to see what they were. Now look how much they laser engraving them now. Wow, even this joint is laser engraved. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but look, I've never remember seeing the number on this right there, 112. Yeah, they definitely knew that everybody's been struggling to see exactly what number teeth it was. All right, so let's get this out. We're gonna get that out. We're gonna get some O-rings out. And sometimes the O-ring, I've gone back and forth with the O-ring thing. So I've had them on both sides, felt it. It felt a little tight. I've taken one off. I've had none before, and then it just felt too loose. It felt like I wasn't getting enough drag brake from the worm gear. So now I just kind of start with both of them on there, and then go from there. Okay, 55 Chevy Nomad diecast. Shoo. Yeah, Jimbo. Remember when I was telling you about that? What's that? That monster truck you just got? The Gravedigger. They have a little diecast Gravedigger in Walmart. That is probably this size. Probably. I gotta take a measurement next time. But it might fit on this. But yeah, that thing is like $10, but I don't know if it'll fit on here, man. Yeah, you seen it, right? It might fit on here, but man, I pick up the box, bro, and that thing, it feels heavy. So again, man, listen, there's nothing wrong with heavy bodies. That's one thing I like to do on the channel is have a heavy body and making sure that it can perform. This body right here is probably 150 grams, I believe. So you just gotta dial them in. You can definitely do it. You know, it just gotta be dialed in. This body's heavy. Let me see what this body weighs now with this cage on here. I think this is gonna be my heaviest body now. And I have yet to run this. Yep. This one probably takes the cake right now of my heaviest 3D printed body that I have. This is 153. But obviously my heaviest body is my LC80. Which is husky. That thing is, sheesh. Definitely beat up now, but heavy. But yeah, you can definitely do the die cast. I would like to see that. That'll be cool. I know the big guys do the big die cast. They like to do those big Tonka trucks. The Winnebago. My man OG Rad. A bunch of other people did them too. Alright. Getting sidetracked over here. What are we doing? We're doing the worm gears. Okay, so I'm gonna pop that bad boy in there. Come on. It's tough, son of a bun. Okay. Definitely a lot harder to do stuff on camera. Sheesh. That was tough. Oh yeah. So far, yeah, I gotta say, man, I took off the somebody asked me if these remove, and they do, man, but when I took off the little shovel, it was a small little peg behind it, almost like it broke off. I'll show you. I definitely want to paint these up too. Ah, this thing's a pain in the butt. It's tight. Ah. Definitely need some nails. But yeah, look at that little shovel. But yeah, it had a little small little peg right there. And at first I thought the little peg had came off, and I guess the peg goes inside this little hole right here. But I guess it's gone now. But either way, they definitely come off, and I'm gonna paint it. But yeah, man, I absolutely love this thing, man. I wish this one came out first, but I'm glad I have both of them because I got to jump on the other one, and I got some experience with this one. But you can see I definitely changed out the fenders in the front, but when I put the rear ones on, I didn't like them. The rear ones are cut in way too sharp. They're pretty skinny. These are them right here. And when you put the rear ones on, the rears don't match the front. It seems like the rear is skinnier than the front, and I don't think it looks good. So right now we have the stock rear, and then the other ones in the front. And you can see the difference right through here. It kind of trims down in here. And we're missing the little reflective light that the other ones have, though. But to be honest with you, you probably don't need to trim them out, change them out. I don't think we're going to have any wheel issues in clearance with this one. At first, I played around with the wheel position as well, and then I didn't. I went back to stock. So right now, this is still in stock form, and I still have to modify the knuckles too. So if you guys are interested in seeing a video on that, I could do a video on that real quick. But if anybody has done the SCX24 mod into the knuckles, it's the same exact concept, except is much smaller. So, you just got to go in there real quick with your flush cuts, carve it out on both sides. And believe me, it definitely makes a difference. On the Bronco, my wheel is almost touching over here on the link versus this is a stock one. So still haven't done it yet. Yeah, little fender looks cool. I like it. I don't like it for the rear though. I don't think it looks good. I may paint up these jerry cans though, but yeah, man, this body is awesome. Oh yeah, I painted up the lights too. Check out the lights. Good old yellow Sharpie. Yeah, definitely keep an arsenal of all your Sharpie color markers around, man. They're definitely good for clear lights and stuff like that. And yellow Sharpie is perfect for this. HTX, what's up, man? But yeah, this little light bar is pretty dope as well. I don't know if you guys noticed it. It has a little screw on both sides, and they actually move. So if you can see, I got mine kind of swiveled down a little bit. Yeah, man, they hit this thing out of the park with the detail. It's ridiculous how much detail this thing has. Little handle right here. There's a small handle here. Right back in here, there's a handle. I took off my stickers of the SCX, man. But again, Axial still has to put their little logos on everything. So we got logo embedded in here. You got the logo embedded in there. Like, I thought it was an officially licensed Jeep, not Axial, but yeah, man, this thing is pretty cool, pretty cool. These tires, I gotta say, if I had to compare both the tires, I think they're both just as good, but this one has an advantage because it's just a little bit bigger. But I think they're both just as grippy. Yeah, man, absolutely love this thing. It's a shame that all the bodies that I thought were gonna fit for this thing are nowhere near this. I'll show you real quick. Just when I thought that I had the perfect size for these things. So you remember the LC70 Grogu? Man, I thought this was gonna be cool. Yeah, not quite. Maybe with some kind of aftermarket chassis or something. So I thought that was gonna fit and it doesn't. But maybe this might be, I don't know, 110 millimeter. And then we got this Bronco, two-door Bronco. Same thing. This one might be the closest to it that we can get away with it. Yeah, this thing is small, man. Small, but it's mighty. See, now that one is probably the closest. What y'all think? That's pretty close with some bigger wheels. I think that one might be the closest. And that's these factory wheels. So you figure if we had the bigger tires. Right now I'm sitting on some RC four-wheel drive Patagonias. 0.7s, and they're 42 millimeters. Let me show you those real quick. But I don't know what to do about the rim situation because right now they don't fit. So I'm just kind of waiting to see what they come out with. The Bronco works. Yeah, I think that's going to be the closest one. With some bigger tires, now check this out. With these tires, it definitely looks like it's going to work. So here we go. RC four-wheel drive Patagonias. I originally got these for SEX 24, and these are 42 millimeter. And when I got them for SEX 24, these are way too small for that. I mean, maybe on a scale build, but even on my shorty build, it was still. This is like a 49 right here, 49, I think. And this is a 42. And it was just too small. So yeah, I'm thinking like for this, it might work. So yeah, this is a 0.7 RC four-wheel drive beadlock wheel. It's actually pretty cool too. It has scale accessory, scale hardware. But these things are a pain in the butt to seat the bead because they're so small, and you can see they just pop right out. But yeah, look at the difference between this. I believe this is still a 0.7 wheel, but you can see the difference of the tire right there. Yeah, it's a big difference in tire. So once you can get a tire like this on here, it's definitely going to change this whole thing up. I think we should be able to fit this kind of size tire with these bodies though. And you see the Bronco body. I removed the bottom fender trim, which I think is pretty cool that you can do that without cutting it out. And that alone freed up some, maybe about 3 grams. So that's pretty cool. I see people carve out the glass inside. I didn't do all that. I never done that to my rigs. Like I said, I'm not afraid of weight. I just kind of like combat it. I'm just gonna add my weight to it. But I just saw a video today where the guy, I guess people cut this all out to free up some weight. But to me, that's kind of the whole point, man. I'm trying to get it to perform with the weight that it has on it. I don't want to keep peeling away from it. You know, I like the look. Like for the longest time, my LC70, man, I hated to change out the spare tire because I like the way to look, you know, but it was just killing my performance. But what I would do, I would just add more weight. But yo, I wish you guys can feel this, how good this thing feels with the 20 weight in there. For anybody that has these, take a second, open them up, and just throw a little dab of 20 weight in there, or even 15 weight, whatever you choose, because it definitely dials it in a lot better, because it gets a little bit floppy. And I'm noticing with the JLU, at first it felt good, and then now I'm noticing the rear tires are starting to rub. And I'm like, why are they rubbing? Like, I didn't change the position, and I think the grease is starting to wear out in them. So that's why we probably need to put some oil in them. Put the delete plate, yeah. You have the JLU coming, right? Did you get white? Another thing too, I'm over here putting the battery on backwards. The lights are a little bit different. So versus that one, these lenses are different, and it's only because it just matches the bodies. So even the detail that they took for the lights, man, is ridiculous. The rear lights are a little bit different, even down to this little housing in here versus the Bronco. Yeah, they really didn't skip out on any details with this thing. And the wipers move. I keep saying that. I think it's pretty cool. These little wiper blades move. And white, yeah, this white pops, man. Somebody asked me, why didn't I get the green one? Why did I get the white? Yeah, the white looks good. Yeah, I'm not real big on the green stuff like that, but I got a couple green now. Trying to branch out into different colors. But yeah, look, I even picked this up at Walmart. I'm sure you've seen this one too. Rubicon body, chopped it all up, and I'm trying to keep the interior. And my whole purpose was for my shorty build. But man, no matter what I did, I still got to tinker around with it. It was still too small, wasn't fitting. I had all this in here I got to deal with, you know. I was working it though. We almost got it. But yeah, those are some of the bodies. So this thing is small. I would definitely like to see a 3D printed body for these. And check this out. Yeah. But this thing is a weird size as well. Another model body. But this is going to take some fitting. What up, Redneck? What it is. Yeah, so I'm going to have to come back to this thing too. But I've been wanting to get something like this. I had a little project I wanted to do with it, so we'll see if I come back to it. Nathan. Who's Nathan? Is that Dub? Yeah, sometimes anybody just got, you know, if you want to let me know your name, just tell me your name instead. I'll just say your handle. I don't want to mess anybody's names up. All right, where were we? You sidetracked me, Jimbo, with this SCX30 talk. All right, 67. Alex. I'm confused here. Can't hear working. Okay. Yeah, appreciate you stopping in, man, while you working. All right, where were we? Axle, worm gear. We got one O-ring. Let's go 2 O-rings. Hey, there we go. Yes, I'm gonna put 2 O-rings, put it in, give it a nice spin, see what she feels like. I like to use my lithium grease in here. All right, so let me get this straight. So who's Alex? Alex is nothing stock. I'm terrible with names, yeah, but good with painting rigs, Jimbo. All right, let me grab my grease real quick. You guys grease up your worm gears and stuff. Richie is the painter. Not professional. Yeah, I do my thing though. Trying. I need to get more patience. my paint jobs will come out better. Actually, I need to switch up paints. I never mess with the good paints. And I keep hearing about the good spray paints. They dry very fast, and that's what I need as well because I'm impatient. But yeah, I like to paint and hand paint as well. I use the acrylic paint. I like to say I got some pretty steady hands. Hey, bro, that cartoon job on that Yoda. Which Yoda? The Forerunner? Got me to do sandwiches. Oh, okay. You talking about your Yoda? Yeah, that junk came out nice. I like that color with the white and the brown. That's always a good combo. Yeah, a lot of people, man, you'd be surprised how many people don't want to paint. They don't want to paint their bodies. You know, they kind of get intimidated by painting. And at the end of the day, man, it's just you painting it. So it's like, who cares? You're gonna have to start somewhere. And that's what I did. I didn't have experience. I saw a couple videos, people doing it this way. And one of the very first techniques I learned was the overlapping colors and sanding through. And then ever since then, I just been that my go-to, and I do variations of everything else. And then I got my hands on a weathering kit. Man, you need to take that thing away from me because once I got the weathering kit, shit, that thing. I mean, if you can't do weathering with the weathering kit, yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say that and take anything from you, but it's pretty easy to do weathering with that. All right, I'm getting sidetracked again. Cool, man. Thank you for stopping in again, man. Be safe out there. Appreciate all the feedback, brother. All right, so we need. That's what we need. We need this. Another thing I want to bring up real quick. I know a lot of people talk about slotted, de-slotted versus round drive shafts. I've never felt I needed a preference. I've always just ordered them, and whatever I got, I got. And I'm just going to also say that the round ones that are not de-slotted, I've never had any issues with them either. Yo, yo, yo. What's up? What's up? All right, see, like right now, this feels good, and then now we still got to put the case on there, and then that'll be the last test to see if we need to take out an O-ring. So let's just do a quick little test. Make sure we don't forget our bearing. Mm-hmm. That feels good. Okay, some collards. Okay. Hope them collards are good, man. How long did you cook them collards for? I feel like I'm late to the party. Everybody knows each other, man. I'm not on Instagram or anything. All right, I gotta put my link riser up here. I gotta remember everything now. I'm gonna put my rubber band back in here again. So remember I was saying, little trick for your rubber bands, for your shocks. Throw one of these rubber bands underneath the truss mount. And then mount your truss mount on top of that. And now you have a fixed rubber band mount. It doesn't move. And you can mount it right from the center and get all that full articulation from your shocks. Thanksgiving collards, yeah. I didn't have much leftovers for Thanksgiving myself. But normally I'm just a 2-day guy, man. That's it. I can't do leftovers for a freaking 2 weeks, man. And having turkey sandwiches and turkey soup. And making turkey sausage. Damn, you on X and Discord and YouTube? You got good Wi-Fi, B. I'm in the basement and my joint be sometimes acting up. If you haven't already, please give a thumbs up. Double tap the screen, y'all. Helps out the channel. Okay. It's definitely going to be tight when you put that rubber band in there, though. Just got to push down. Put a couple of these screws in too, and then give it another spin. Make sure we're still good. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sliding sideways, sliding into Friday night and on Saturday. Okay. Yeah, I'll be seeing them cats up there. All them cats are from the Michigan area, right? Seems like there's a real big Michigan scene. I'm in the outskirts of Philly right now. I'm technically in Philly right now, but drive down the block, I'm in another county right outside of Philadelphia. North Carolina, okay. Yeah, so far so good. This is looking good. Sorry about that. I just realized I gotta give my cat her insulin shot, man. I have a diabetic cat that is 16 years old, and she takes insulin twice a day. Isn't that crazy? But she's hanging in there, man. I never knew animals could even get like stuff like that. Yeah, she's doing good though, man. Not to mention she's blind. But she's eating good. She's still going to her box. And she's gonna keep on hanging in there. And you know my little Tiny passed away September. My mom's dog. Love that little dog. Definitely miss her. I would try to wrench with her on my lap, but man, she would be moving around, and before you know it, I had to just put her back. So it didn't last long, but I definitely like to wrench with her in my lap. I would put her inside my shirt. She was so small. She was 2 pounds, that little dog. All right, I'm gonna put this last screw in, and then I gotta go give my cat her shot real quick, and I'll be right back. You guys want to stare at something real quick? Any rig? I miss my dog. I grew up with her. We call her Molly Mutt. I had 2 die last year. Aww. Yeah, I saw the Chihuahua on your video, Jimbo. And the cat be chilling out there too. I'm in Pueblo, Colorado for now. I need to get back to Philly for some Uncle Oogie. Oh, where's that at? I don't even know what that is. Uncle Oogie's. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know all the crazy, you know what I mean, up to date spots of everything, all the crazy cheesesteak spots. But to be honest with you, man, it's like not easy. It's not hard to find a good mom and pop place around here that does good cheesesteaks. Everybody does them good. You just gotta make sure you get that shaved ribeye. She's my little buddy, yeah. All right, you guys are sidetracked. Let me just do this shot real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, what'd I miss? Anything good? All right, whew. Got 5 people in here, 8 thumbs up. Need some medicine real quick. Yep. Okay. Let's get these axles back in. So yeah, 2 O-rings. We're good, man. So far, no binding. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle till it goes in. Had some steak. Last time I was in Philly was 2012. Yeah, that's a minute. Nothing stock. You in Colorado, right? Yeah, I've been to Colorado. I've been snowboarding in Colorado, man. Your boy over here knows how to snowboard. I've been snowboarding, my highest in Colorado, 12,302 elevation, Breckenridge, Colorado, baby. And your boy right here, snowboarding from that piece all the way down. I kid you not. Yeah, I love it out there in Colorado, man. I've been to Breckenridge twice and Winter Park. But it's been quite a few seasons now since I went snowboarding last. But it's just like anything else, you know. You never forget how to do it, like riding bike. Like Jimbo on his bike. See you out there, Jimbo, on your bike. Be giving that electric bike some work. You went skiing in New York. Yeah, New York got a couple spots. I went to Hunter Mountain in New York. I've been to skiing in Vermont. Vermont got some good skiing, you know, as far as the Northeast. But man, once you go out West Coast, once you go to Colorado, nah, nothing else compares. Like I could literally do a run in Pennsylvania in the Poconos from the top to the bottom. It'll be like 30 seconds. There's runs in Colorado that if you go from the top to the bottom, you can go all the way into town and it might take you 40 minutes. Several ski lifts that you have to go up to get to all the way to the top. Oh man, it's beautiful. Nothing like it. I'm so glad I've experienced it. I hope I get to experience it again. But right now, ski trips haven't been in my cards. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Colorado is, man, this is beautiful. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Poconos, I'm like hour and a half, 2 hours from the Poconos. I guess it depends what part. When I was going to Blue Mountain is about an hour and a half, 2 hours from me. But like I said, man, once I got a taste of Colorado, it was kind of hard for me to go back to the Poconos. All right, so we got this done. Let's throw this in the rear because I want to get my wheelbase so we can do the uppers. So we're gonna throw these in here. These are probably gonna be not 8. This is probably gonna be a 5 millimeter. You know, once you start building a whole bunch of chassis, and not like I'm a pro or nothing like that, but it's crazy how you start to learn all the different size screws. Which ones you're gonna need. Guess sometimes it's better to put this thing upside down. The axle. I don't like working on them the other way. We might think this might be too short. Yeah, we need an 8. I think a 5 is probably just for the size of the chassis. It's pretty much 8's enough you're gonna need. So, oh man, that's giving me OCD right now. You saying that? Like I got OCD when it comes to certain things, but definitely like my screws and stuff. Ever since I got my LGRP Joan, it was like the perfect time for me to start organizing a little bit better. But I had other cases that came. I enjoy one. But yeah, I try to definitely keep my screws together so I know which ones are which. But like I said, the more experience you get with them, you could kind of like look at them, eye them up real quick, and you could kind of see what's what size it is. See, my old ass was about to say, what does BRB mean? But I figured it out. Be right back, right? Yeah, see what I'm saying? Like right now, I'm messing with a SCX 24, right? And this is very finicky. Things fall out of your hand and stuff like that. So it's like, it's no different working on the SCX 30. Come on. Yeah, there's a small little amount of frustration that you got to keep aside, you know, when you're working on this stuff. You're definitely going to drop some stuff a bunch of times. There we go. That's a satisfying sound. There we go. Yeah, we need an 8. Those are 8s that go in there. I got a few different containers, yeah. Yeah, this, I'm telling you, you get this container one time, and then now you have this little container, and they got it all labeled. 4, 5, 8, 10, 14, and I got the nuts. Definitely need the 14, man. 14 is the one that gave me problems with everything. That's that long one. That thing is clutch. You need a 14. 10s and 12s are important. And then this 8 is super popular. But yeah, I learned a long time ago, man, my very first time building a chassis, that I wasn't ready for it. I needed a hardware kit. Ordered the hardware kit came, and then I realized I needed some locking nuts. I had to order another kit for the nuts. 1.4 nuts. But yeah, now since then, I just keep on acquiring more, extra. Even now, when I ordered this chassis kit, I opted to save money and order no hardware, which was basically the pivot balls for the links. And I told myself, I said, okay, I'm just going to save some money and just source out what I have. Well, guess what? I had to definitely source them out. I made it work though. But at the end of the day, I probably should have ordered them. And then I would have had some more. Boom. Got it. Sometimes you just got to use your body. Okay. How we doing? Am I moving along in the live world? Seems like every time people do stuff on live, man, they don't get anything done. All right, look, we got the rear. This OGRC upper truss mount is pretty sweet, man. This thing packs a punch, man. This thing is heavy. I like the extra weight that it has back there, though. Okay, now let's get this front on. So now the front, we're going to have to open up. another freaking project. Damn it. I'm going to have to open this up and put the 16, make sure the 16 gear is in here now because this one had overdrive. So now we got to do this damn thing. This is not fun. Yeah, Endure always gives you spare stuff. That's one thing I like about their stuff. You definitely gonna get like right now I got shocks for this I'm waiting to put on. It's my first time trying the big bores with the brass ends too, so I'm excited about these. Not a big deal, but to be honest with you, I guess I just wanted to try them. Everybody's been using them, but I'm fine with the normal oil Endura shocks. I don't think we need these. Like we're I see everybody running nose springs and this and that, and it's like, so why are you getting the big bore then? But I got the big bore. I want to try them, but again, I don't think we need big bore. But we'll see. But yeah, man, it gets there's tons of hardware in there. There's always some extra stuff in there. Screws. And their hardware is pretty good too. I like Endura's hardware. Sometimes Axial hardware can definitely get rounded out, the black oxide ones or whatever they are. But I've never had a problem with Endura. Every once in a while, man, sometimes a screw might be so tight that I like to go in there with another bit just to loosen it up sometimes because my MIP might be too sharp for it or whatever. Big bores, yeah, really good, yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely going to give them a play. I'm going to have them on this build, so it's definitely going to be a heavy build. So that's one of the reasons why I kind of went with them. I said, you know what, let me try them. Let me try the brass ones because the brass perches at the bottom. And then after I thought about it, after having them here at home, I said, man, the brass perch is at the bottom. I like to run my shocks upside down. So that's not going to work. So that means you're going to have to run those the same way, right? Just right side up. I didn't even think about that. So that means if you put them upside down, the perch is going to be up top, which naturally was, you know, throwing the weight down, but still. Yeah, I don't believe in that, man. I run springs, I run oil. Like I feel you need that. You need compression. You need rebound. If you got a wheel going over a bump on one side, how do you want the wheel to rebound back up? You know what I mean? Like it serves a purpose. We just got to dial them in better. That's all. And listen, it doesn't. You know how much trigger time I get trying to dial in something? Like it takes time to dial into anything. You have to troubleshoot and then do it again. Troubleshoot, put it on an angle, put it on another position and troubleshoot. Like just playing around with these Broncos alone, going back and forth and even with the holes and just seeing what it feels like and driving. Yeah, you definitely look this ball joint. Just I hate when that happens. Why sometimes they pop out and some of them don't? You ever see that when the ball length pops out? Okay. The Endura, I mean the SCX Power Wagon. And then also, I feel like some of my ready to run rigs, I feel like the oil was a little bit too heavy. For instance, my FCX 24 Power Wagon, I still haven't changed out that oil, but right now I feel like the oil that's in that is too heavy. And I never got a chance to change it to 20 weight. It needs some 20 weight because it's making it too springy. So yeah, man, it's definitely that's probably one of the reasons why that came out too. This O-ring is shot. No bueno. Yeah, that O-ring is done. Maybe that's why she's popping out. I'm answering my own question. Was on eBay the other day, found another chassis up there that was like $15, and I just wanted to try it out. It was 3D printed, had a 15-degree skid, and I figured I wanted to rebuild my very first shorty build because that one was on a Endura chassis that was all chopped up, and that one only had a 6-degree skid. So I went ahead and did it. And I still got to dial it in a little bit more, but here she is. Still dialing it in more though. But yeah, she's definitely nice and flexy. $15, 3D printed. It was 100% infill. So we'll see how it does. I'm getting sidetracked again. Yeah, it's hard to stay focused on this stuff. All right. So this ball joint, I'm gonna need a new O-ring. Got one right there. Trying to fix this ball joint. It's a little floppy. I don't like that. Yeah, that's the one. That was the first shorty that I changed over. It's got a new chassis now. I got two shorties now. I'm kind of liking the second one a little bit better because I had a little bit more experience. And this one came out pretty cool, man, because I freaking outboarded and custom bent the plastic links, man. Look at that. It came out like so good. Just with a lighter. Take the two links, put a long screw through it, and make sure they lock in place on both ends. And then just take your lighter to it, heat it up, and then just bend it. And you know, the plastic might get a little hot, so I actually had a piece of wood, and then I just bent it down like that. And then I created these two bends to go into the outboard like that. I got some spacers in here to space it out. But yeah, man, this thing is like perfect. Love it. Yeah, man, this thing is nice. It came out good. Half model body, and this is 3D printed from Etsy. This was a Revel 77 street style. These freaking mirrors have fallen off several times. I don't glue them. I don't know how many times already. But when in doubt, rust it out. Got to add more patina to it, you know? Yeah, this is my parts runner. Not the magnetic bed with the hidden Got the magnet underneath, you know. Hit the magnet inside there. Yeah, another little cool thing I like to do, little headliners and stuff. Kind of hide the, with these model bodies. The cool thing about these model bodies is they come with the plastic windows. They're nice and trimmed out. But it always has like a little rim over here. It's kind of like it looks funny. So yeah, I just kind of started doing these little headliners. You can just pick up some felt headline, you know, a felt in a little craft section, different colors. This is my Starliner one though. It's got sparkles. But yeah, it's a little cool little touch. But yeah, this bed is pretty cool, man. I forgot who I got this from on Etsy. And you can just add it to anything. And it kind of worked out perfect for this. Had to trim it all out, rusted it. Yeah. So that was for this one right here. Sitting on 1.3s, Hyraxes that are trimmed. Everybody loves to see this wheel combo. Every time somebody sees these, they always ask what it is. And I think what intrigues them is because it's a Hyrax on a 1.3, I had to trim it, and that's what gives it a small wall. They look sick. Y'all see these wheels, right? I showed these earlier. They're a little too shiny right now, though. I gotta definitely put some patina on them. That's too bright for me. I'm definitely not no chrome guy or polish. This is too bright. And I think they definitely need some rust on them. Pretty cool though for hobby parks, man. They got scale hardware and everything. But tell you what, these things are a pain in the butt to get fitted. And I was trying to change out the rings. Not to mention, look at the knockoff. I know these are knockoff something. Super Swampers. Kind of like these. These are RC 4-wheel drive Super Swampers, Indigo. So I think they might be a good traction. They feel good. These are 59 by 19. But to be honest with you, I'm trying to get away from the big size tires. Pretty much right now, the only big stuff that is using my the big tires are my 18 scales. A lot of my 3D printed bodies, man, the big tires don't fit. Maybe a 58. The trencher is the biggest right now, and that trencher is 57. Oh, hot, yeah, Loctite. You know, we could put a lighter to them. Put a lighter to the hardware. It'll melt. It'll melt the Loctite, supposedly. I hear. All right. Sidetrack again. All right, we gotta open these bad boys up. Thought about maybe boiling water, yeah. I've heard about a soldering iron. You could put a soldering iron to a bolt, but again, you're talking about maybe a bigger hardware. Maybe not something this small. But maybe a lighter. I don't know if it's going to do anything to it. Oh, okay. Yeah, like I said, man, lately I've been watching one-to-one crawling videos as well, man, and to see all the tires, man, that are real one-to-one tires is pretty cool. to see them in real life form. Tires are sick. I don't know all the damn measurements, 30s and 40s, and when it comes to spec. But yeah, it's definitely cool. Alright, I forgot that I added, these are the OGRC CVDs. I don't know about you guys, man, but I've had nothing but bad experiences every time I went to an extended axle. Extended axles, not the full axle, you know what I mean? Stub axles. I get a lot of binding on full turn, but I've always had some issues with that. So I'm just recently starting to try these. I think that I heard these are good. Should hopefully take away from that full turn, and then I also remove the bearing that's inside there. Nice. Yeah, man, crawling looks fun, bro. I never went crawling ever, but that shit. Yeah, I'll be looking at these videos, bro, and I'm just like, yo, like that's Colorado, man. Like, oh, we doing that shit all the time. I know that shit's gotta be expensive though. Just like anything else, listen, if you want to drift, guess what that costs, right? You go through tires. That's probably got to be the most expensive car sport. It's drifting. But yeah, that so me watching one-to-one videos, I have more of appreciation of how I drive over here. Like for instance, I'm trying to drive and not get panel damage. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I'm acting like it's my real car. Like, yo, I don't want to do that. Scraping up on the side and not trying to hit my mirror. But you know, sometimes it happens. Nature calls. Yeah, I hear that. I'm about to do the same. All right. Sidetracking. We got those off. Jimbo, what you working on? Anything? Man, this is tedious. And I guess it just feels more tedious because I'm talking to you guys and having to pay attention. But this, I know this stuff like the back of my hand. Nah, you're not working on nothing? You're not cleaning some wheels, man, from going through that water you love going through? Jimbo, you love you some water, man. I know that makes it a messy cleanup. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm sure if I came across a creek, I might try it, man, but I probably wouldn't do it all the time. I know it's got to be a cleanup. The shots look cool, but then I gotta think about my foam and everything else. Yeah, like I said, sometimes, man, I get a little bit too cautious when it comes to my stuff. Like I came from bashing, but you know, I love to drive fast, but at the same time, I'm definitely gonna be cautious. But don't get it twisted. I would definitely go real close to a curb or something. And you always call me crazy, but it's just exciting, man. That's where the adrenaline goes. But that water thing, man, yo, you be deep in it, bro. Told you you need a boat, man. Definitely get you some little small boat. But I always wondered about people with boats, man. Like, what happens when the boat fails? How do you go get your boat? Do you wait for the boat to come back to you and float back to you? Like, how does that work, man? Like, I hate the walk of shame when I was bashing, you know? The walk of shame, you got to walk across the whole parking lot because of something happened. It's been a while since I've been out there. Yeah, jet boat. Yeah, but that jet boat, guess what, man? That thing's gonna go fast and very fast and far away from you. How about when it fails down there on the other side of your lake, man? Then what? Then you got to bring out the kayak, right? The kayak that you brought with you. All right. Got this bad boy open. So what I was saying earlier is this was running overdrive. So if I take this out, this should have either a 12 or a 13. Excuse me. 12 or a 13. Oh, I gotta take off the drive shaft. Come on, Richie. Another thing I'm noticing also with the new releases of the SCX24, a couple things, and you guys can back me up on it, see if I'm wrong or not. But one thing I noticed when I was changing out the drive shafts on the Forerunner, they went to an Allen bolt inside the drive shaft before it was a Phillips. So this right here, this is the new SCX24 drive shaft, and it has an Allen head now. I could have sworn before it was Phillips. It was something else too that I noticed that they changed up. A small little. All right, take this out. See, when I take this one out, this one has my O-ring on there. Yeah, you got O-rings on both sides on this one. So yeah, I know for the old design, I'm definitely using the O-rings. Definitely the planets do not need it. And I can definitely vouch for that. See, I can definitely tell just by how many teeth that is that this is probably a 12. See, this is another worm gear that I could talk about that doesn't have writing on it. And this is why those new ones are important. See, yep, nothing on either side of this thing. Yeah, I know I'm not going crazy. Yeah, that's definitely something new they've been doing is writing, doing that laser engraving on the worm gears now, which I love. Like, who wants to sit here and count freaking teeth? So let's see. This looks like a 12. Hold on, is this a 13? My eyes are playing tricks on me. Ghetto boys. This is a 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep. Yeah, so I had 33% overdrive in this axle. And now we're going to put the 16 back in the front. I got to make sure you can't rub my eye. What's going on over here? What you guys talking about? Alan and Phillip. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, watch them bridges, boy. Be doing some dumb stuff. Like that one big boat they crashed in New York, man. Turns out like these boneheads had like a freaking wire that was loose before they went underneath the bridge. Like, what are you doing, man? Like, who's checking this stuff? I'm over here trying to read everything here. Hope I'm not missing anything. You work on the bridges, Department of Transportation. All right. So let's get the 16 in here before we get sidetracked again. This is a 16. Boom. Throw this bad boy in there. We got the O-rings on both sides. Yes. Boom. We missing a bearing. Yes. Boom. Hold on. I'm over here losing shit now. Okay. That's what's up, man. That sounds like a good job. Keep you busy all the way up there. Aha! You little bastard. This damn bearing is blended in. Shit's all dirty. All right, Jimbo. Thank you for stopping in, brother. Can't wait till you get that SCX30, man. One can't see that, John. On Mudmore. See how it does out there. Yeah, RC time definitely takes a lot. You definitely get caught up very easily. All right, we almost there. We're gonna put this drive shaft back on. It's this one. You not working on that, Nas? Saw somebody else calling you Nas. Okay. Trying to see if we have any play in here. You got a 3D printer? Yeah, that might be my next purchase, man. I'm really been thinking about it lately. I know nothing about it, but I know I know me. And the way I am, like I just gotta like dive into it and jumping down the rabbit hole. But no, once I learn something, I definitely will pick up on it. All right, so we're definitely gonna change out the mount as well. This chassis comes with a pretty cool mount. It'll definitely fit all your aftermarket servos. It's got the 3 holes right there. Gotta make sure I'm showing this stuff on camera. Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, it takes time, man. First, you gotta always wait till you have parts. Make sure you have all your parts, and then it takes time to build. No 3D printer? No. Mount your Jeep body to what? Mount it on your Red Cat Everest. It's a temp scale, right? Do do temp scale bodies get mounted with magnets as well, or do you guys only use pins because it's a more secure fit? Like I know bash bodies. I never seen bash bodies. Like for instance, my Notorious that has pins because it's a more that's gonna stay together easier than magnets would. So I just didn't know if it was popular with the 110 crawlers and above to run magnets. Okay. Well, that's cool then. Yeah, always a clipless body system, man, is always good. That Arma Mojave Grom, all those little Groms, man, they came out with a pretty cool system. You can't go wrong when something got a clipless mount system. They usually work pretty good. At the end of the day, man, nobody wants to be playing around with pins. I think the body pins are the worst thing, man. You get used to them, man, but I would put little tags on them to help pull them off. Zip ties or little pieces of fuel tubing. Yeah, I'm not familiar with any temp scales. I think if I was to go down a temp scale route, I would try that Red Cat Ascent Fusion. Seems like a pretty good deal. Best bang for your buck. Half cab. and brushless. I think it's like 4 something. Yeah, nah, we're not doing we don't do the monster trucks. I know that's not my style. I don't like to have be all jacked up, man. I definitely like to be squatted down low. And at the end of the day, man, like we're talking about crawling here. Why are you jacked up in the air? I hate when my front of my body lifts up too much. And my shocks open up. All that undercarriage is all exposed. I'm like, oh man, that don't look pretty. It's like pull your skirt down, man. Alright, let's see here. My hardware. Come on, Richie. Mm-hmm. That's too long. Something shoulder. Shoulder. Mm-hmm. Too short. Too black. Too strong. Too black. Too strong. Was it a 5? 2 hours and 12 minutes? No way. That's how long I've been on here? This is too short too? What's this? Hold on, that's a 5, no wonder. Need an 8. Yep, there it is. Mismatched screws, it's all good. Got some silver, got some brass, gold. These are gold screws, not brass. Okay. That feels good. Put these axles back on. Come on. Doesn't feel like it wants to go in the groove now. Kidding me? There it is. You know why it wasn't seating in good? Because of that bearing is missing right there. So it's definitely a little wonky. So what's up, people? Putting together a chassis. Punishment RC. Anybody that just came in? Just doing some wrenching, bullshitting. Looks like this O-ring is a little busted up too. Damn, all these O-rings are getting chewed up. Need an O-ring. Four people in here right now. What's up, four people? If you're in here right now, please give a thumbs up. Double tap the screen for me. It'll help out the channel. Man, these O-rings are so small. This is the wrong size too. I need a bigger one. Yeah, my very first set of axles were supposed to be Mias axles, and I was very impatient. And I wound up ordering these things right here. These Endura stock aluminum. And then right after that, I ordered my very first high angle steer. And again, being impatient again, went with OGRC. They definitely have crazy steering angle, but they also have some weird binding thing at full turn. So you definitely got to turn them down. And then at the end of the day, still have not have tried Mias, but tried the Planets. And I absolutely love the Planets. Them Planets are no joke. I have 2 sets of the Planets now. So yeah, I still have not tried Mias. And these are modified, as you can see. I basically did the same thing to these that you would do to the stock axles and trimmed out the housings. We definitely got better steering out of them. What happened here? Thing popped out again on me? Why is this so finicky? There it is. All right, let's put these freaking screws in before it drives me insane. Yeah, what's your favorite axles? And again, I've just been learning too, you know, when I first got into crawling, thinking that everything needs to be wide. and having widened axles, and that's not the case. You can definitely gain width through rim sizes, and you necessarily don't have to get into the wider axles. We could probably there's so many rims that are so I don't know if it's positive offset, negative offset, too much negative offset, and these things are super wide. On top of wide axles, yeah, you got a lot of scrub radius going on. Are these upside down? Jesus. Oh, thank you, man. I'm not even doing nothing, but I appreciate you guys. It's my first time doing this, so I figured throw on the camera while I'm doing it. I always get confused with these knuckles. Is this knuckle? So hold on, that arm goes this way. That's straight, isn't it? Is that right? That's the front knuckle? Is that upside down? Is this one going the other side? It's top of his arm, right? Because imagine a steering angle right there. That's right. All right, Nas. Let me see that. Got you. Appreciate you stopping in, man. Really do. If I missed you already, definitely thank you, man. Nice talking to you. I think that's right. Because you figure the steering angle, because that one would be like that, right? High Life. What's up, man? Welcome, welcome. I've been on here a while now. Can't believe how long I've been on here. 2 hours and 23 minutes. Jesus. Is that right? I think that's right, right? I think so. Let's put these screws in over here too. I made it, yeah. Well, shit, this is only my second one, third. This is my third live stream. So it's not like something that I've been doing. So I appreciate you. Something new I've been doing. I finally got comfortable to go ahead and do a live, man. I'm not a big social media type person. That's why you really never see me in front of the camera like that, but definitely try and get comfortable. But I love the community, man. Nice, cool community, tight community. Everybody sticks together. That's one thing I love about my channel, man, is I like to share my knowledge and share other people's knowledge. Make sure if I'm sharing their knowledge, I'm not taking their knowledge. I'm taking credit for it. Give props where the props go to, man. Oh, okay, duh. I'm over here thinking if I have these on right? Well, guess what? Look at the stub axles. Idiot Rich. That's how you can tell whether or not they're backwards. Look at them angled up. Jesus. Yeah, these are reversed. Tell you what, man, this is my very first time wrenching on a live. And I see why people can't get things done while they're on live. It's very distracting to try to wrench and do a live at the same time. And I'm not even big time at all, man. I only got a couple people in here. But definitely got to pay attention to what you're doing. All right, so that one's gonna go over there, and this one stays over here. Let's keep that on there. got 2 O-rings that we're gonna have to replace. You ever notice sometimes right in front of the knuckle? Yeah, I figured it out now, man. Thank you. It has a little O-ring right there. I started noticing not too long ago. There's a small O-ring that goes. I know the planets have it, and I know these have it. But it's like a little O-ring that goes right in front of that bearing to kind of keep that bearing sitting in there. I guess sometimes I lose it. Don't realize it's there. But now that I know it's there, I'm always trying to make sure there's an O-ring there now. And it goes right there in front of that bearing. High Life, you working on anything? Always make sure it's not binding. What's the problem with that other one? It was tight. Is that right? So I keep thinking it needs to be further in. Is that right? Ah, from Five Below, nice. Yeah, that's the kind of shit I like to do, yo. What kind of body is it? This was like a not Five Below body, but this body right here I found in Hobby Lobby. Exo Cage knockoff Raptor body. And not to mention it was $17.99. I gave it my own custom paint job. This thing was a weird toy looking blue with a whole bunch of writing on there. I'm sure if you go back and look at my page, you'll find it. But yeah, man, this is a toy body. This is 18 scale. This is my FX 118. And even this figure I found in Dollar General, fake GI Schmoes. But yeah, toy bodies, man, that's always a challenge, man. I love that. Here goes another toy body, New Bright. Got this one from Walmart, Nissan Frontier. Yeah, it's a challenge, man. I like that. Only thing, and then look at this one, Dark Horse. This is probably one of my first ones. And it wasn't ideal, it was super long, but we made it work. Did a whole lot of chopping. You're definitely gonna have to chop a lot of it, whatever it is. Well, depending on what it is. But yeah, man, my suggestion is popsicle sticks. If you're looking for a deck, think about where your rear mount is going to go. You could create a popsicle deck stick, like a ledge. I'll show you an example. So that's a popsicle stick going across, sitting on the ledge. There's a little bit of lip in there. And that was for my rear mount. Same thing in the front too. If you need to create any kind of lift, build up material. So you can do a popsicle stick in the front or whatever, and then you can add layers to it to create more lift. I've also used foam. You can get like packaging foam, and that's going to be even lighter material. And then put the pieces of foam on here, and create your volume. And then you can even put a piece of styrene on top to create your board. But yeah, those bodies are always a challenge, man. It's fun. I'm trying to think. But yeah, pretty much, I'm gonna have to do the same thing with this body. This is the body that I'm actually working on now, the chassis for. So I'm gonna have to come up with the same exact thing for this one. So once I get this chassis all mounted, this is gonna have the mount in the rear, and then I'm gonna have to come up with a solution as well for this rear deck. Coffee cup, what's up, man? Yeah, so yeah, man. Hopefully, what size wheelbase is that Yukon? You said Yukon, right? Yukon Denali, yeah. For $6, that's even better. And to be honest with you, man, yo, these hard bodies, bro, yo, these hard bodies sometimes are better than freaking 3D printed bodies. This thing is hard, man. Very hard. That Mustang Dark Horse is hard. This one's pretty hard too. Yeah, it's a nice hard plastic. It's that injected molded plastic. All right, what was I? It fits my base camp. Okay, so yeah, that's sweet, man. That's one thing. Every time I go to Walmart, man, I go down the toy aisle and I look for inspiration. I'll even go down to the hardware aisle and grab a tape measure. And bring the tape measure back with me to the tape aisle, to the toy aisle, and then I start measuring wheel wells. I pretty much know the different wheel well sizes that I need, and then that's what I go by. You want to go by your wheel well size. Like for instance, I'm looking for SCX30 stuff. I think this is literally 4 inches. 4 inches right across from the axles. But alright, where was I? Need a quick break. Alright, man. Be safe, yo. Alright. 10 after 9. Coffee cup, you working on anything? I see you always be wrenching, man. You got popsicle sticks in the freezer, yeah. Yeah, popsicle sticks. Let me show you real quick. And this is what I was talking about. All your foam containers that you get from packaging. This is perfect. You see how thick this is? So just imagine if you had to do something that was that high with popsicle sticks. You're going to waste all those popsicle sticks. Not to mention, this is light. This is foam. It's the thicker foam, though. The dense foam. I think this probably came with MB100s. ESC. But yeah, you cut that down to size and do the same exact thing. Glue it in there. And then I've even taken a step further and cut a piece of styrene to put on top of this, just so it's another place for the magnet to go across. Yeah, you gotta get creative. Everybody doesn't have a 3D printer, man. I don't. I wish I did. And if I had a 3D printer, I think I would get spoiled. Did I bump the camera? Alright, I'm gonna keep bumping this camera by accident. Alright, we're gonna finish up these axles. Yeah. Tell you what, man. That might be my next purchase. Start doing some research. Start buying more rigs and more bodies. Is get a 3D printer. Looking at the Elegoo Carbon. And I think supposedly a new one is coming out. So again, I have to do more research on it. But that's a pretty good, you know, me on my channel, I'm pretty budget friendly. So I'm always going to try to go for the one that's in the best bang for the buck. That Bamboo Lab one I hear is pretty expensive. It gets over $1,000. But that Elegoo Carbon is $300, bro. That's doable. I see videos on Hobby Lobby carrying filament now. So it's everywhere. I think those of us that don't have it, we just late to the party. Everybody else is doing it. Somebody was just texting me. Oh man, I'm not a good person for you to ask that because I've never tried all the crazy high-end chassis myself. I'm always, like I said, I'm a budget-friendly guy. So my very first chassis was Endura. Um, my second chassis, no, I'm sorry, I'm gonna go back. My very first aftermarket chassis was a 3D printed chassis, and it was a coupe. I broke two of those. That just got me very scared of 3D printed things because I just felt like a 3D printed chassis is not going to be able to hold up. So right after that, I went to carbon fiber, and that's why Endure offers that. And I've kind of been hooked ever since with the carbon fiber. But now I've tried Punishment RC on Etsy, and he got an awesome layout, man. 20-degree skid. He offers carbon fiber in different colors. He offers carbon fiber links now. He offers double bend stainless links now. But the 3D printed links, man, they're good. They're very good. And they're double bend. So this is the green one right here. Green. He has black, carbon fiber, green, purple. And I'm not sure if I'm getting confused with another company or if he has gold. But maybe those are the last colors. You can see the purple one right here. I call it a purple haze. But yeah, this is the chassis right here, man. I love this chassis. 20-degree skid. 3D printed links. See the clearance on that. Perfect. I did have one incident dropping. So he even customized. This is my XXL build, I call it. At first, I used to call it the Gladius, but then I realized that there's another company out there calling his stuff the Gladius. And I'm not trying to take anybody's name or nothing like that. So I kind of stopped calling it the Gladius because I believe that's CL Designs or something like that. Again, that's another higher end, I believe, chassis. But yeah, this is my first one right here. And this one had red links, but unfortunately, off of my table here, and my table is not the lowest. Must have got a nice even drop, and I finally broke a link right towards the rear of the ball link of the where the ball link sits. But that was the first time it happened, and they believe me, they're very durable. But since then, I ordered the 3D printed the carbon fiber. See that? And I'm sure these things should not snap at all, right? Hopefully. But yeah, man, I love this chassis. This thing is so dialed. But now I'm getting some binding going on in here. Something's going on with this axle right here. Yeah, something happened. Yeah, Anthony, Punishment RC on Etsy. He's got a V2 as well. And I'm not sure exactly all his specs, but a lot of them were designed for the Endura buggy, for the IR60 build. As you can see how the rear comes out right here and everything. But I never utilize this rear right here. But yeah, it's an awesome chassis, and you can't beat the price. Those 3D printed links, man, are banging. I've had no problem with the 3D printed links. But yeah, since then, since when I was right in the process of ordering my second one, that's when he was getting all the other stuff. The double bend aluminum links. I believe he has a brass servo mount as well. Yeah, not to mention he's right out in Arizona, bro. So yeah, I like that. I'm gonna buy a product from somebody who comes from mountains. Good, some good testing grounds out there, right? Yeah, it's a very big scene out there in Arizona, I'm sure, you know. Seems like the scene would be bigger though for the bigger scale stuff. 110s and above. All right, I don't like the way this feels. Neither side of these feel good. I don't know what happened. Jesus. I don't know why it got all bindy on me now. This is why I need another set of axles, man. These things are all. I should have hopped on Endura Planets, man, on this Black Friday sale. Had them for a good price again. I got one at full price, I one at a sale price. The sale price of $15 off, damn near. And I slept on it again. Should see if they're on there. Them Enduras are no joke. Planets. Yeah, now see, we definitely getting sticky. I ordered 2 of the chassis. If you ordered 2 of those chassis right after we was just talking, man, you're not playing around. I like that. Oh, Planet Axles, okay. Yeah, I got 2 sets too, man. I love them. I wish I could compare them to Mia's just to compare them, but I do not have any Mia's. And it seems like Mia's just has a freaking fan club to even get an honest answer for somebody. They're just gonna say Mia's every time. But whatever. To each his own. Listen, I wanted to love my OGRCs, man, but they definitely don't have that 3-way joint in them, like them planets. Like RC stuff, or first time buying stuff at a hobby, or crawling stuff. High Life, where you located at, man? I've seen someone may have been your truck and all the options, so I jump right in. I don't understand what that means. You ain't no way to crawl, man. You gotta like make something to crawl then, man. Make yourself a course. Indoor course. Grab you some rocks here and there. One rock turns into 2 rocks. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, same here. I've only been into crawling now for a little over a year. I started last year in October. I got my first one October 21st. And I've been addicted ever since. I love to wrench on them. To me, you wrench on these more than anything. Like when I was working on my other stuff, I never wrenched on them that much. Yeah, you install new parts and stuff, but it seems like you wrench more on crawling because you're always kind of improving the car to perform better. So with all that, it's kind of an experimenting thing, you know? So yeah, I love that. I don't know why these are binding up. These are pissing me off. I might have to take a break and that's it. Call it a night and come back to these things because I don't know why we're having a binding issue. Um, maybe this housing is too tight and maybe I gotta take off an O-ring because this thing is getting all wonky now and it wasn't doing that before. Yeah, thank you, man. It's come a long way. And you would see when it first started out, it was just like a couple boxes put together. And then before you know it, I got a couple more boxes and added to that piece and butt them up to each other on the floor. And then I got another set of boxes and butted up to that piece. So it was like 3 boxes. They were all modular. But eventually, man, I just got tired of being hunched over and kind of crawling on the floor. So I decided to build a table. And once I did that, man, it was on after that. Definitely recommend if you can get yourself, put it on a table. That's your best route. So you won't be all hunched over. Excuse me. I'm not no spring chicken, man, but you know, I ain't got the best back to be just hunched over like that. Hours at a time at that, because this stuff, like I said, it gets addicting. Alright, so I think we're going to have to leave these alone for now. Come back to them, revisit it tomorrow morning. Or next time I can get to it. But yeah, that slowed me down. I'm sure I probably would have got a lot more done if I wasn't on this live, but it's all good. But yeah, this is going to go right here. I don't want to mount this just yet until I straighten this situation out. I got to mount the rears. I got to mount the uppers. Why? Why is this acting up? It's weird. All right, man, I'm going to be wrapping it up. Appreciate all those who stopped in here. I can't believe I've been on here for 2 hours and 55 minutes. Wow. That's a record for me. It's my 3rd live. And again, I appreciate everybody for stopping in. Thank you. I will definitely be doing more lives in the future. Hopefully we can finish this. Get this up and running. But yeah, man. All right, High Life. You still there? Appreciate you. Have a good night, man. Be safe. Good luck with everything, too, man. If you need any help with anything, give a holler. Deuces.